perfect night for football here in Charlotte as we welcome you to the 2011 Belk Bowl. It's a sea of red here in Charlotte as the Louisville Cardinals will take on the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Hi again, everyone. Bob Wischusen alongside Brian Greasy. Thanks so much for spending part of your night with us. And shortly we'll joined by Shannon Spake down on the field as well. And Brian, when you think about these two teams, we've got two of the hotter college football teams in America coming into bowl seasons. Both finished red hot this year.
They really are. And it's two defenses. That's the reason behind these resurgences. But tonight, which quarterback can handle pressure? That's who's going to win the game.
Now, we've got two quarterbacks that have had a lot to do with why their teams had a resurgence towards the end of the regular season. And we will see Mike Glennon and Teddy Bridgewater in what might be a pretty good duel tonight. North Carolina State won the coin toss, deferred their option to the second half, so it'll be Louisville that starts with the football. And Nicholas Sadie is set to kick off. Jeremy Wright, Adrian Bouchel is back deep to receive. It poured rain all morning into the early afternoon hours here in Charlotte, but about 2 o'clock this afternoon, the sun came out, and it's a perfect night for a bowl game, and we're underway. Bouchel from the 16 gets to the sideline and loses his footing at the 41-yard line. Terrific field position, though, after a 25-yard return for the Louisville Cardinals. It's 7-5 on the season, 5-2 in the Big East. And the reason that down the stretch they were able to win 5 of their last 6 games had a lot to do with number 5, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, as a true freshman, the thing that really strikes me about Teddy Bridgewater is he's so composed. For a 19-year-old kid, he's been through a lot this season. He's won on the road at West Virginia in a tantalizing fashion, won on the road at South Florida, and again, another challenge here against a great defense.
Play action on first down. Bridgewater finds a little hole in the zone, but underthrows Eli Rogers. It'll be second down and 10.
One challenge tonight for Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to be without his best wide receiver, Michael Lee Harris, who's also a freshman, injured his knee in bowl practice and will not play, unfortunately, in this game. So Eli Rogers, who was a target on that first pass, a teammate of Teddy Bridgewater in high school, will have to step up and fill that void from Harris.
Rogers, true freshman, as is Bridgewater. They're true freshmen all over the field for Louisville. This time it's the senior, though, Victor Anderson. And he's got a first down. A gain of 11 yards for Victor Anderson.
Big key in this game is which team can establish a ground game early. With these kind of defenses that are pressure-style defenses, you've got to be able to run the ball to neutralize those blitzes. And in the last 6 games, Charlie Strong has been really happy with his running game. In each of those games, they've got over 100 yards on the ground.
And we've got a couple of quarterbacks in the backfield. Bridgewater with Dominique Brown behind him, and he flips it high to Brown. That might be a backwards pass. At least it was sideways, and they will rule it exactly that as Brown covers up the loose ball. That's a loss all the way back to the 42-yard line of about 9 yards on first down.
You got to be careful when you throw swing passes. You got to be careful throwing that ball too quick, because if you throw it too quick, the back doesn't have time to get downhill, and it ends up being a backward pass. And right there, it was a very quick pass because there was pressure up the middle on Bridgewater.
Tom O'Brien was the bowl master in his days at Boston College. Took them to 7 consecutive bowl games that they won before coming to NC State. Second down at 20. And a handoff to Brown. He's got a lay. There goes Dominique Brown. First down and then some. Inside the NC State 30-yard line. Finally pushed out at the 26.
Dominique Brown has been the X factor in the second half of this season. He's only been a tailback for 10 games. You're going to see right here just a power OG. They're going to pull the guard. The center, Benavides, 55, gets a great block, and when he gets an alley, he's got speed to get to the edge. Dominique Brown is a big key in this game on the ground for Louisville.
Trap handoff to Victor Anderson. And he hurdles his way to the 24-yard line for a gain of 2. Blown up by Terrell Manning. It'll be second down and 8 for Louisville.
This NC State defense had so many injuries in the beginning part of the year. Coach O'Brien told us on the phone this week they had 51 lost starts to injury on this defensive side early in the season. And Terrell Manning was one of those guys that they missed and really hurt them early in games against Wake Forest, Cincinnati, and Georgia Tech, all losses.
Thanks so much as we welcome you to Charlotte. Louisville and NC State, as you can see, are underway. This is the 2011 Belk Bowl here in Charlotte. A terrific atmosphere in a sea of red. Louisville taking on NC State, and Louisville off to a very quick start in this game for Charlie Strong, as his team on the opening possession has gotten big run plays. They're now faced with 3rd down and 8 in a situation where Tom O'Brien's NC State Wolfpack defense has thrived this year. Brian, they can bring the heat to a true freshman quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater under pressure, unloads it, and it's intercepted. Threw it right into the hands of Terrell Manning. His 3rd interception of the season, and the opening drive for Louisville comes up empty inside the 25-yard line.
We talked with Mike Archer, defensive coordinator for NC State. They said they've had trouble all year getting pressure with 4. This time they rush 4 and they get great pressure. Bridgewater tries to step up and avoid the sack by dumping the football. You just have to know in this situation that a sack is better than being loose with the football. Big turnover for the Wolfpack.
10th interception of the season for Teddy Bridgewater. And this is the opening possession now for NC State. They go to the ground, and James Washington picks up about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Daniel Brown on the stop for Louisville. I guess we waited for the folks to join us from the Little Caesars Bowl to start with the fireworks. Bob Wischusen alongside Brian Greasy. Shannon Spake is down on the sidelines, and Tom O'Brien, who was the bowl master when he was at Boston College. And his NC State Wolfpack team, #1 in the country in interceptions. They're 25th of the year.
Should have expected an interception to start the game, right?
2nd down and 7. Glennon comes underneath to his favorite target, T.J. Graham. And he is brought down right at the 1st down marker by Preston Brown. And boy, did Mike Glennon come on at the end of the season. The last 2 games of the year, nearly 600 yards passing, 8 touchdowns against 1 interception.
He was really impressive against a very good Clemson team, threw 3 touchdowns in a game they manhandled, and then the comeback at the end of the year against Maryland, 42 unanswered points. Really, this offense is just starting to hit its stride, and Mike Glennon, a very accomplished passer from the pocket.
It was a 1st down. Here comes a 5-man rush. Glennon well protected, and he's got another 1st down. That time to Jay Smith. A gain of 11 into plus territory.
You know where Mike Glennon's going to be. He's going to be in the pocket. He's got plenty of arm. That's his best asset, from the pocket, throwing the football down the field. He reads defenses well. If he is comfortable in the pocket, he can hurt you. The challenge for Louisville is to get him off his launching point, get pressure in his face, and see if he can handle the zone schemes, man-to-man, mix-up zones that Charlie Strong loves to employ on the defensive side.
Not much there on 1st down. Roy Philon made the stop on the run by Washington. It will be 2nd down and 10. And Shannon Spake joins us.
Well, guys, to prepare for this bowl game, Mike Glennon said he went back and watched almost every single game of the season, every single play. I asked him what he found, what he saw in those games, and he said he realized that overall the offense was so much smoother towards the end of the season. The last 2 games, he said they were playing the best football, and of course, looking good, coming out strong here early right now.
Now, Shannon, that could really be said about both of these teams playing their best football at the end of the season. 2nd down and long. Glennon over the middle, dragging through the center of the field is Brian Underwood. He's brought down About 5 yards shy of a first down by Adrian Buechele. It will be third down and medium as we take a look at Greasy's game plan for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, we've seen it a little bit already. Take some pressure off of Mike Glennon. He's had good protection. If he's comfortable, he'll hurt you. And then on defense, they've got to contain Teddy Bridgewater in the pocket. They want to bring pressure defensively. Bridgewater's got the athletic ability to hurt him.
Third and a long 5. Glennon right at the first down marker. He's got another connection. This time it's George Bryan, his tight end. 31st reception on the season for Bryan, and it's good for a first down.
Well, George Bryan knows how to catch footballs. He's got more catches than any tight end in NC State history. That's his 124. So he's a guy that Mike Glennon feels very comfortable with. And when you play against zone pressure teams, the tight end's got to be good at finding the hole in the zone.
Tony Creasy up the middle puts NC State in the red zone. This all started with the interception by Terrell Manning, 25th interception this season for NC State, #1 in the country. And this is an impact player if there ever was one.
Certainly is, and he'll put his hand in the ground as well.
Creasy up the middle again. Down to about the 13-yard line, very close to a first down. And a chance for us to take a look at our impact players, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we've seen TJ Graham mostly on special teams do his damage, but he'll be their leading receiver tonight. Defensively for Louisville, Dexter Heyman, one of only 2 seniors for them. And he's going to have a tough job stopping this running game.
There's a crease to the 10. Down to the 5-yard line goes Creasy. First and goal for the Wolfpack.
If NC State can get this running game going to mix up with Glennon's ability to throw the football, it'll be hard to stop. Great blocking, just a zone scheme inside. Buechele, the corner, has to come up and make the tackle, but Creasy has really come on late in the season.
They'll try it again with Creasy. And he gets shut down at the 5-yard line. No gain on first and goal. William Savoy was on top of the pile for the Cardinals.
See a lot of first down passes from Dana Bible, offensive coordinator for NC State. I think he's trying to loosen up this Louisville defense so that they can have some room to run the ball on second and third down situations.
Second and goal at the 6. Glennon over the middle. He's got a connection, and he's got a touchdown. TJ Graham, 6th receiving touchdown of the season. And NC State is on the board first.
Really impressive opening drive on the ground from behind them. The last touchdown you're going to see running, guys. You'll see Graham come in from the left side, just running an underneath route. Glennon goes through his reads, and that is easy touchdown for TJ Graham.
Sadie's point after is good. So the Manning interception becomes 7 for NC State. And Glennon was 6 of 7 for 46 yards on the drive. Tom O'Brien's team takes the early 7-0 lead. One of the best experiences that the players have, literally, is at the Richard Petty driving experience at the Charlotte Motor Speedway during bowl week. And how much effort does it take to get a 312-pound offensive tackle into a NASCAR car?
Oh.
Apparently a lot of effort. That's Rob Crisp. Just a little bit more of a shot. There we go.
Goodness. He has a sprained neck. It's a lot of fun once you get in the car.
The 312-pound sophomore right tackle enjoyed his 3 laps. He worked pretty hard to get into that passenger seat. The doors don't open on those cars as Buechele brings back the kick out close to the 20-yard line. He's shut down at the 19. See how Teddy Bridgewater responds to the interception. Play action on first down. He'll go up top, and he's got a man in stride at the 50-yard line. It's Bellamy. Cuts it back. Josh Bellamy hit from behind, protects the ball all the way down inside the NC State 30-yard line. Caught from behind by Audie Cole.
Hard play action affects the safeties. Watch both safeties right here. They're going to react up, and then the post route over the top. Easy pickings for Teddy Bridgewater, but play action, when you can run that football, it's really going to open up on the back end, and Josh Bellamy, the beneficiary.
Gain of 53 yards on the hookup. So Bridgewater throws the pick, and they go right back up top. First play to start the drive. Back to the ground now. And Victor Anderson barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Earl Wolf came up to shut him down for a loss of a half a yard. As we take a closer look at the true freshman.
Well, and I love that play call coming back to Teddy Bridgewater. He's your guy. You're going to sink or swim with him. He's the future of this program. He makes an early mistake in this ball game, but you need his confidence level. Let him come back and open it up and throw it downfield and get right back into the rhythm of this football game.
The first true freshman to start at quarterback for Louisville since 1976. And a drop. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Devontae Parker couldn't hold on. And the rest of our impact players brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we saw Dominique Brown run the ball really well on the first drive. They're going to need him in the Wildcat formation as well. Josh Chichester is a matchup issue at 6'8" at the tight end position. And then David Amerson, we've talked about him, 11 interceptions. Just had a storybook season at the corner position for NC State.
Here comes the blitz on 3rd and 11. Bridgewater, he'll go down. Swamped under at the 36-yard line by Marcus Kuhn. And that might knock Louisville out of field goal range. This will be about a 53-yard field goal if they try it.
They're just going to bring pressure off the strong side again, but Kuhn just gets a good push. They tried to throw a double move on the outside, and this is more of a coverage sack than anything. Bridgewater wanted to get that ball down the field. Got to wonder, after throwing an interception on the last time he was in that situation, whether he just took the sack.
52-yard field goal attempt would match Chris Philpott's season high if he's able to knock it through. Play clock winding down. They'll have to hustle to get the snap off or call timeout. And apparently they got it off. And he's got it online. That'll equal his season high if it goes through, and it comes up short. Philpott can't hit from 52 yards out.
That was a weird-looking play. They were scrambling to get that kick off, and I don't think he was ready for it and didn't get a lot on this ball.
So the sack ends up costing Louisville. You saw red all over this city over the past couple of days. Didn't matter where you look. Louisville, NC State fans, they have supported this game tremendously. It's a great atmosphere here tonight.
You had to look to see who the emblem was. You couldn't just tell the red jerseys who the fans were.
A fumble, and then a recovery by James Washington. Got back his own lost ball at the 30-yard line. Looked like Marcus Smith might have stripped it out.
And Marcus Smith got in a hurry there. Just had a little spike technique from the defensive end position. Came down and caught Washington off guard. But this game, in all likelihood, will come down to some turnovers. And we've already seen one from Teddy Bridgewater.
2nd and 19 takes running off the board. Glennon over the middle. Tipped ball, and it's dropped. An interception in the hands of Akeem Smith, and he couldn't hold on. Low snap scooped up by Glennon. And he'll go downtown trying to pick up a first down. Almost had it. TJ Graham had a step. Let's go down to Shannon.
Well, guys, so many momentum shifts so far in this game. Just moments ago, the Louisville players sitting here on the bench, they were down, listening to the wide receiver coach just try to calm them down, telling them you just have to catch the ball, just do your job. And all of a sudden, the energy comes to this side of the bench. The guys are on their feet, and they are ready to get back out there.
Well, they're about to get the football back, Shannon, with great field position, you would think, as Will Bauman will punt. Scott Radcliffe across his own 40-yard line to receive, and Bauman lost the football, fumbled the snap, and the Cardinals jump on top of it inside the 10-yard line. And now a post-play shoving match breaks out as well. It looked like Adrian Buechele came in and got about as easy a punt block as you could ever ask for, as Bauman couldn't handle the snap.
Yeah, I don't even think Bauman ever got his foot to the ball to punt it, to be blocked. The ball hit him right in the hands. I think it was a good snap, and Bauman just drops it. You wonder in these situations if punters, sometimes they look up to see if the rush is coming or get nervous, but either way, a huge momentum shift, as Shannon was talking about, again for the Cardinals.
That'll energize the sideline when all of a sudden you find yourself with first down and goal at the 5. So Tom O'Brien's team trying to overcome a special teams blunder, and they'll go Wildcat with Dominique Brown. And he will keep it himself. Brown tries to turn the corner, and he lost 3 yards. David Amerson came up to make the stop, but there was nowhere for Dominique Brown to go.
Great contained defense from NC State. You mentioned Amerson. He came in from the corner position. For all the things that he's done, intercepting passes on this defense, he really tackles well on the edge. And to be a complete player like Mike Archer wants Amerson to be, he's had to work on that. He's gotten stronger in the offseason and come in his true sophomore year and really studied the tape and become a complete player for NC State.
To Bridgewater at quarterback. He'll fade one to the back right corner. A jump ball. Incomplete, out of bounds. Devontae Parker leads Louisville in touchdown receptions this season. Almost had his 7th. Instead, it's 3rd and goal.
They tried to pick on C.J. Wilson. They're not going to throw it to Emerson's side, and Parker had a great opportunity. That ball is thrown perfectly. He catches the ball, but the left foot just comes down a foot out of bounds.
And the officials right on top of the call, so 3rd down and goal now for Louisville. Bridgewater extending the play. He might run for it. Bridgewater at the pylon. Is he in? No signal from the officials. He is. Touchdown Louisville on the scramble by Bridgewater.
Teddy gets a great block at the end from Vic Anderson, the senior halfback. But what effort from Teddy Bridgewater. We talked about his ability to throw from the pocket and his poise, but his competitiveness has been on display all season. Again, another great example of how tough this young kid is.
So the muffed punt by NC State costs them 7 after all. Bridgewater's touchdown run holds up, and we're tied at 7. Teddy Bridgewater with the touchdown run, and we head down to Shannon Spake.
Well, guys, Teddy Bridgewater, regardless of how he's performed, because, of course, he started off pretty slow and now, of course, got the touchdown. He has been so calm down here on the sidelines. Sitting down, talking on the headsets, doing his job, and that's exactly what he's doing right now, just talking on the headsets. But calm, under pressure, this is a rookie quarterback who's doing a great job.
Well, he did just what he needed to, Shannon, on that last drive. T.J. Graham from the 5. All the way out to about the 27-yard line before he's brought down by Terrell Floyd. That will take us to the end of the first quarter. A great start to the Belk Bowl. Louisville and NC State here in Charlotte, tied at 7.
Charlotte, you're watching the Belk Bowl on ESPN.
Well, the Louisville cheerleaders have had some to cheer about so far, and Charlie Strong, obviously, with a good defense and a young quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater that just converted from 8 yards away. And he is also without, as you can see, number 2, his star wide receiver, redshirt freshman Michael Lee Harris, wrecked his knee in practice for this game.
With the way these two teams finished the season, I expected an exciting game with a lot of twists and turns. These two teams have done it in exciting fashion to end the year.
Play action for Glennon. Rolling out, buying some time, and unloading down the sideline, underthrown and intercepted. The 10th interception of the season for Louisville defensively, and Calvin Pryor picks off his 2nd, taking the ball away on defense. Not Louisville's specialty, but that one was easy for Charlie Strong's group.
Well, not very often do you see Mike Glennon not throw the ball far enough or accurate enough. That's his strong suit, but right now they're just on this double move on the outside. Tobias Palmer, great job, great patience. He's 5 yards down the field, and if this ball is thrown on time and far enough out, it may be a touchdown. But Calvin Pryor, who has really grown as a true freshman in this defense. We were talking with Vance Bedford, the defensive coordinator, this week, and he said Pryor has really been the key because backside, he's been in the right spot at the right time and allowed them to bring pressure up front.
Louisville Trying to go up top with Bridgewater. Instead, he checks down underneath, and Victor Anderson is wide open. Inside the NC State 40-yard line before he's finally brought down by Brandon Bishop after a gain of 26.
It's just great pocket presence from Teddy Bridgewater. He wanted to throw the ball down the field on a crossing route. He got pressure. You're going to see in the pocket, he'll get pressure and just finds his check down, and it's an easy gain for Vic Anderson. Right there, you got to make a decision. Where am I going to go with the football? You find your check down, know where everybody is on the field. Big play.
They get Bridgewater out on the edge again, and it works again. Bobble ball. Well, they call that a catch and a fumble by Eli Rogers, and it looks like they will. And Rogers jumped back on top of a ball that he simply dropped unmolested as we check in with John Saunders. All right, John, thanks very much. Dominique Brown for Louisville's football team. Right up the middle for a gain of 10 and a first down inside the 25.
Coming into this season, Louisville didn't have a real pounded kind of back, a guy that could punish defenses. They had Vic Anderson, who's a great speed, change of pace back, but when they had Dominique Brown move to the running back position, really helped this offense and Teddy Bridgewater.
Brown again. Cuts it back, spins inside the 20. A hard 5-yard run. Audie Cole, the leading tackler. An honorable mention, all-ACC linebacker for NC State, made the stop. It'll be second down, though, and about 5+ at the 18-yard line.
And the thing that excites Sean Watson, the offensive coordinator, and Charlie Strong is Dominique Brown is still learning the halfback position, how to hit holes, how to read defenses, how to read blocks. Continues to get better each and every week, and with a month or a little bit less than a month of practice in the bowl practice, you can see he's gotten better in this game.
NC State shows pressure off the edge, and right through that left side is where Victor Anderson goes, cut inside the blitzer, and gets to the 15-yard line where it'll be third down and about 2.5. So a big play coming up in the red zone for Louisville. And there's Rose Murphy, Teddy Bridgewater's mom, who lived through her son. Miami Northwestern was going to go to Miami and stay at home, then ends up going to Louisville after Randy Shannon was let go by the Hurricanes. Wildcat formation. Dominique Brown set to take the direct snap on third down and a short 3. And he will go nowhere. It'll be fourth down and about 2.5 at the 15-yard line.
That was just great surge by the interior of the defensive line for NC State. Marcus Kuhn, 91, Sweezy, 52, Slay. Look at this push they get. Nowhere for Dominique Brown to go with that football. And impressive. Earl Wolf comes off the edge from the safety position. A big stop on third down for NC State.
And with the play clock winding down, Chris Philpott had his group have to rush to get set up for a 52-yard field goal earlier that he missed. Now the play clock winding down on a 32-yard attempt. And now he's 1 for 2. And that puts Louisville on top by a field goal. Back and forth we go in the Belk Bowl. Charlie Strong's group up 10-7. TJ Graham lost his footing and goes down at the 20-yard line. Glennon straight back to throw on first down. Underneath, coming across the middle and breaking a tackle is Tobias Palmer. And he's got a first down to the 33-yard line. Mike Evans had a chance to bring him down for a modest gain and couldn't do it.
Yeah, Evans, you got to make that tackle. One of the things the defensive coordinators really stress about in these bowl week practices and the time that they have off is tackling on the perimeter. Both these coordinators expressed to us their concerns about tackling, and that time if Mike Evans comes up and makes that tackle, it's a 6 or 7 yard gain instead, a first down for NC State.
By the way, number 50 in red, Cameron Fordham, just snapped the ball. The third center we've already seen in tonight's game for NC State. James Washington on a check down has another first down to the 44-yard line. So We went through Camden Wentz, who was injured. He's honorable mention all ACC. That was the possession before for NC State. Then Wayne Crawford came on, and now Cameron Fordham. You don't usually get 3 deep on the center chart in the first half.
That's a big deal. That's disconcerting, not only for the quarterback, because you've got to get the snap from him, but centers make all the calls on the offensive line up front. And if he's not had that kind of experience, I expect Louisville to pressure him.
Glennon up the seam, and he's got a 9-yard gain into plus territory to George Bryan. Wentz is still over on the sideline as he went out 2 possessions ago.
You see the accuracy of this throw. You see the center here. He's going to struggle for him, gets beat quickly. But this ball thrown accurately in between 2 defenders to a reliable target in George Bryan.
Glennon on 2nd down and short, protected, and eventually has to throw it down the sideline with a flag down. Coming back to help out his quarterback is T.J. Graham if the play stands. Plenty good enough for an NC State first down. But the flag thrown at the line of scrimmage, except it will be against Louisville.
Holding defense, number 99. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
For all the wonderful things that T.J. Graham has done for NC State on the special teams return units, being the all-time leader in kickoff return yardage in the ACC. He's also an outstanding wide receiver and does the little things like get open when your quarterback is in trouble, coming back down the sideline and give him an opportunity to make a throw.
Glennon down the seam, making the catch and walking into the end zone is Tobias Palmer with an NC State touchdown. Five-play touchdown drive for NC State, all through the air. 5 for 5 on the drive was Mike Glennon, and it's 14-10 Wolfpack.
Mike Evans missed the tackle early in the drive that allowed NC State to get a first down, and on the touchdown he falls down right there. Tobias Palmer wide open for the touchdown, and a great adjustment for the touchdown.
You can't do it any better than Mike Glennon did it on the last drive, and he was certainly bailed out with terrific hands by Tobias Palmer on the touchdown catch. 5 for 5, 80 yards, and his 29th touchdown pass on the season, and it's 14-10. NC State on top. Here's Jeremy Wright, kickoff return, trying to turn the corner down the sideline to the 30, gets a block. Wright, can he stay in bounds? Finally bumped out. David Amerson saved a touchdown, but it'll be Louisville starting at the NC State 40-yard line. Another big play on special teams, a 58-yard kickoff return by Wright.
Like they had the wall set up to the opposite side of the field, and Wright just uses speed to get to the wall. Once he gets to the wall, he gets a great block on the outside, 2 great blocks, and Amerson, they all do everything corner, is the one that saves the touchdown. That was Terrell Floyd, number 19, that got the great block on the outside.
So Teddy Bridgewater with the bunch formation. Chichester, the front man in that group. And Bridgewater, play action, didn't fool anyone. Keeps the play alive. And a low throw intended for Chichester. It's incomplete, but boy, did Bridgewater do well to not lose 10 yards on a sack. 14-10. NC State has the lead. Dominique Brown brought down at the line. Big play here for Louisville. 3rd down and 10. Blitz. Bridgewater underneath. And about a yard shy of a first down is Eli Rogers. So now a decision for Charlie Strong. Do you go for it on 4th down and about a yard and a half? Plenty of time for NC State if they get the ball back and get a stop on downs here to score before halftime.
Certainly is, but I think Charlie Strong, I think he's confident in number 10, Dominique Brown, in these situations. Late in the game against South Florida, they had a 4th and 1 to ice the game against the Bulls, and they gave it to number 10. He was caught in the backfield, made one guy miss, and got the first down, and I think Charlie Strong remembers that.
This is 4th down and a long one, though, close to 2. Hand off to Brown. Trying to fight his way to the marker, and he didn't get there. Audie Cole stands him up, and NC State gets the turnover on downs.
Charlie Strong was thinking the same thing, but so was Audie Cole. Here he is right in the middle. Just take a look at him, wade his way through the traffic, finally finds his target, gets underneath the pads, and then drives his legs. That's what's made Audie Cole one of the most valuable players on this NC State defense.
And was it me, or did Chichester whiff on the block of Audie Cole?
Chichester's not known as a blocker. He's more of a receiver, actually a converted wide receiver, but at 6'8", very hard for him to get leverage.
So plenty of time for Mike Glennon. He wants to set up the screen. Flips it in the flat to James Washington. And I'm not sure he picked up a yard. Bumped out of bounds by Mike Evans. So Louisville gets a 58-yard kickoff return and can't do anything with it. No points off a drive that starts at the +40.
You see NC State's doing it exclusively through the air. That last drive, all 80 yards through the air, and happiest guy in the stadium to see that 4th down come up negative was Mike Glennon. Another opportunity to build on his rhythm.
Glennon up the seam, in stride. TJ Graham stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, touchdown.
You give a hot quarterback another opportunity right before halftime after he went 5 for 5 on the previous drive in a touchdown pass, and he just continues to make you pay with the speedster Graham.
So Audie Cole got the stop on 4th down, and a couple of plays later, Glennon to Graham makes it stand up. And it's 21-10, NC State on top. But that will bring us to halftime here at the Belk Bowl, and NC State, who deferred the kickoff at the start, won the coin toss, deferred their option to the second half. So not only do they have an 11-point lead, but they will start the 3rd quarter with the ball as we go down to Shannon.
Coach, there's been many momentum shifts in this game so far. How has your young team responded to that?
Well, we just can't give up the big play, and we've given up 2 big plays there, and they've been able to score, but we just got to settle down and get back together, get our poise back.
Yeah, what will be your focus in this second half besides just poise?
Well, just make sure that we are hurting ourselves right now. We can't make those mistakes, and we just have to play ball and just settle down and let our young players and let them make some plays for us.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Shannon, thanks very much. So a regroup at halftime for Charlie Strong, down by 11. It's the halftime report now. John Saunders standing by with Lou Holtz and Mark May. John? Welcome back to Charlotte. It's the 2011 Belk Bowl as we're set for the start of the second half. NC State will have the football and an 11-point lead to begin the 3rd quarter. Bob Wischusen, Brian Greasy, and Shannon Spake with you here in Charlotte. And Mike Glennon, 3 touchdown passes in the first half and about to get the football back again. So a crucial sequence, you would think, for the Louisville defense to start the second half trying to stay in the game. Here's TJ Graham. He brings it back to about the 23-yard line. And Brian, we saw really every conceivable type of momentum swing in the first half. Big plays on special teams, turnovers that resulted in points, and Mike Glennon with 3 touchdown passes.
Well, Mike Glennon's been the difference in this ball game. There's been no pressure to speak of on him. He's been able to stand in the pocket, deliver. He's been accurate. And Louisville defensively has got to find a way to get some kind of pressure on him, whether it's bringing an extra defender on 3rd down situations. They've got to get in his face and disrupt his rhythm.
It was all through the air for NC State offensively in the first half, and they'll start the second half in the shotgun. Glennon well protected underneath to TJ Graham, and he's got a first down. That's basically been the philosophy all night. Put Glennon in the shotgun, protect him if you can, and he has spread it around well. And what's really interesting is they're doing it without their starting center. They continue to be banged up front, playing a new center in Fordham, and he's done a great job of not only snapping the ball but also in protection. And that time Louisville brought a blitz off the edge, picked up well, and Mike Glennon is just seeing defenses and seeing the field really well and delivering the ball accurately in this game. Here comes a five-man rush again. Glennon beats it, but James Washington drops the ball. This is an important series. You mentioned how, Louisville wants to come out and get a stop on defense any way they possibly can. If NC State somehow can figure out a way to get some points on the board, really put a lift in their sails to start the second half. So you see both these teams are selling out in this initial drive, and that last play by Washington, a little bit of loss of focus. And Louisville averaged 29 points over their last 5 games, but they're not an explosive team. As Glennon drops again on 2nd and 10, just gets it away. Underthrown, scooped up. Will it be ruled a catch? And now they say late from the secondary, incomplete. They do not give the catch to Quentin Payton, so it will be 3rd down and 10. Back and take a look. That ball was thrown low because there was intense pressure, and yeah, it certainly did hit the ground, but that was an inaccurate throw because of the pressure that Mike Glennon felt in the pocket. Got sandwiched by both defensive ends coming off the edge. 4-man rush on 3rd and 10. Glennon underneath makes a connection, but a good job to bring down James Washington. Stepping up to make the tackle was Terrence Simeon, so it's a gain of only about 4 yards. It'll be 4th down, and Louisville does indeed get the stop defensively. That's good fundamental football by Louisville. Force the throw underneath, play your zone, come up and make the tackle. Sure-handed tackle by Terrence Simeon. We've seen some missed tackles in the first half, especially Mike Evans on a couple of occasions led to big plays. Punting has been an adventure for NC State so far. This time Bauman gets bumped into, and here comes the flag. So Louisville gets the stop defensively, and then they blow it with a penalty on special teams. Adrian Buechele came after the kicker, and most likely, I would think this would be ruled a personal foul. Let's check the penalty.
Personal foul.
It is.
Roughing the kicker. Defense. 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
That is dangerous. That did not look good, and I'm not so sure that Bauman is not hurt seriously, because it looked like Buechele got blocked into him by his own man there. Tyson Dixon blocked Buechele into the punter, and that really is the textbook definition of roughing the kicker. Into his plant leg, a free first down for NC State. And Will Bauman on the sidelines being looked at by the training staff was able to walk off easily under his own power, which was actually pretty shocking considering the fact that he was hit on his plant leg by Buechele. And he's had an eventful evening. Tough night, but it's never a good sign when your punter has an eventful evening. Muffed a snap. Couple of muffs. Turned into a turnover at the 5-yard line. Took a low snap and just barely got away a kick that could have easily been blocked. And now a personal foul against Louisville keeps the drive alive. This basically acts as a turnover. Glennon well protected down the sideline for Graham. Incomplete. Couldn't locate the football. Good coverage on the back end by Buechele, and I think Mike Glennon understands, and Dana Bible, the offensive coordinator, understand that they're going to bring some pressure. We're going to have opportunities down the field to make some big plays. Another slant and go by Graham on the outside, just couldn't locate the football, but they're going to bring pressure. Got to take shots down the field. 2nd down and 13, play clock winding down. Again, a 4-man rush, and this time they get through to Glennon and force a throwaway. Pressure coming from Jermaine Brooks right up the middle. So now it's 3rd down and about 13. Midway through the 3rd quarter, a drive that has been kept alive twice by personal fouls. A personal foul that was the right call, a no-brainer. You can see 7 combined penalties on this drive between the two teams. The first personal foul, the roughing the punter, that was the right call. But the last personal foul, which would have been a turnover on downs and given the ball back to Louisville, a terrible call as Preston Brown, a bad break for the Louisville defense, trying to hold Mike Glennon up out of bounds, instead called for unnecessary roughness. 3rd and 13. Over the middle, incomplete. Again, the crowd, at least half of it looking for a flag. Stephen Howard, the intended receiver. Buechele there in coverage. So after all is said and done, it'll be a field goal attempt for the Wolfpack.
Well, nice play by Buechele. Man-to-man coverage. Gets a hand on that ball. Maybe could have been called pass interference, but after that personal foul call, I don't think there's any way the officials are going to throw a flag on that one.
Sadie from 34 yards to make it a 2-touchdown lead. And he's got it. So 3 points that NC State should not have gotten. On Christmas Eve, what is really a tradition of bowls around the country, honored here in Charlotte as well. Both teams visited the Levine Children's Hospital to try and spread some holiday cheer and cheer up the worst patients you could possibly be around at the holidays. Obviously, the last thing you want to see is a child in the hospital at this time of year, and the teams do a great job of trying to raise their spirits. That's my favorite part of the bowl season, period. Always has been, always will be. We did it when we went to bowls, and it's really a privilege and an honor as a player and on a team around the country, wherever you play, to be able to go and visit with those children on the holidays. From the goal line, muffing the return attempt, Jeremy Wright, so it goes out of the back of the end zone. So down by 2 touchdowns. 7 minutes gone by in the 3rd quarter. The first time Louisville gets the ball in the 2nd half. They go to the ground. A lane for Victor Anderson. Anderson with a stiff arm. And he picks up 15 yards and a Louisville first down. If you're Louisville offensively, you just need to continue to run your offense. There's no need to panic. Charlie Strong understands he has a young team, but they've been in this situation before. They understand that if they execute on defense and stop Mike Glennon, and they start to get some rhythm and momentum on offense, they'll be right back in this football game. Pressure off the edge from NC State. That's the way that Bridgewater goes with the football, and Josh Bellamy tripped up after a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and about 3 for Louisville at their own 42. I thought interesting talking with Charlie Strong during the course of the week. When you have a young team, you're playing 10 freshmen that are starting, and he felt like the West Virginia game on the road that they won late in October, 38-35, really was the turning point for this team, where they grew up. They were no longer freshmen, understood, hey, we can play with these guys if we just stick to our game plan. Up the seam, underthrown and intercepted, picked up by David Emerson. He's to midfield. The leading interceptor in the country's got another one, and he's still on his feet inside the 20. Emerson with a cutback. All the way down to the goal line. Does he hold on to the football? Yes! Touchdown! What a great way for David Emerson to break the all-time record for interceptions in the Atlantic Coast Conference, which was held by Dre Bly, was 11. Emerson had 11. They were tied coming into this game, and he breaks the record in stylish fashion. No other player in all of the country has more than 7 interceptions this season. That's David Emerson's 12th, and he brings it back for a touchdown. He's got more interceptions coming into this game than 63 teams have in FBS.
He's 6'3". He's going to come right over Eli Rogers, who is not physical to the football. This is a well-thrown ball. Rogers has to fight back to that ball, but look at the length of Emerson. He just goes up, uses his height, and comes down with that football. And then you see the talent that he has. And really the coaching staff said he matured over it last year, started studying film, studying routes, splits, patterns, and he has just really made a move to make himself one of the best corners in all of college football.
He's a field corner now. Last year they played him into the boundary. And so Tom O'Brien was talking about the fact that as a true freshman, they knew he could play big-time football at this level, but they didn't want to overload him with too much responsibility, with a lot of grass to worry about. So they had him into the boundary last year, and he didn't have an interception last year. Not one. In 640 snaps at boundary corner, no interceptions. This year, he's got 12 as a field corner, #1 by a mile in FBS, and that one he brings back for a touchdown. So now let's see how Louisville regroups. Adrian Bushell, kickoff return. Finds a little crease and gets out close to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. And off to Anderson. A gain of close to 6, out to about the 35. Art Norman there to make the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Louisville steps up the tempo, and they've got a 1st down. Radcliffe makes the catch out across the 40-yard line. So the former walk-on picks up a 1st down, and now the true freshman quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. As you said, Brian, the interception might not have been his fault, but anytime an interception gets brought back 65 yards for a touchdown, I would think there's a little mental rehabilitation that has to take place for a QB.
Certainly is, and you wonder if he'll throw the ball to the side of Emerson as this game continues. I wouldn't.
Play action right into the rush. Bridgewater spins free and then goes down. Art Norman, 2nd effort, gets the sack, and a loss of close to 10, and Bridgewater's hurt.
When you get down by 3 touchdowns in a game and you have to throw the ball almost exclusively to get back into the game, and you become one-dimensional, it becomes very difficult on quarterbacks. And as a freshman, they're going to continue to bring pressure. Norman just comes off the edge. He's not worried about the run fake because he knows the team's got to throw to get back in the game. And Bridgewater's a sitting duck.
He went down hard on that left arm. Stays in the game, though. 2nd down and long. And they just about get the sack yardage back and then some. Josh Bellamy shaking and baking his way 5 yards shy of a 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Watch him go down hard on his left arm. Now, as he walked back to the huddle, he was holding that left arm kind of dead at his side.
Yeah, when you come down on that elbow, sometimes you can hurt your shoulder. It's be okay, though.
Bridgewater on 3rd down, floats it over the middle, and it's incomplete. And he took a shot again, intended for Radcliffe. Dante Johnson really laid out Bridgewater as he let go of the football, and I think some of the Louisville fans are looking for a flag on the hit.
That was the worst hit that Teddy Bridgewater has taken in this game and maybe all year. He's trying to make a play down the field, and Dante Johnson just has a beat on him and a shoulder right into the chest, and that hurts. That hurts bad.
But clean.
But clean. That was a shoulder. It looked bad, but that was a clean shot.
And it stalls the drive near midfield for Louisville. So now down by 3 touchdowns, the Cardinals have to punt it away. And it's a fake. They're going to try to keep the drive alive, and they will. The direct snap picks up a 1st down and then some. All the way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line on the fake. Preston Brown gives it to Louisville in the red zone. A 37-yard direct snap fake punt.
Well, if you're ever a time that you're going to use it, you might as well pull it out right now. And Preston Brown lines up. You see him right there. He is, and they just snap it directly to him. Great blocking. It's like a power play in the running game, and linebackers don't get many opportunities to run with the football in the open field like that. And Preston Brown did a nice job.
Well-timed call by Louisville to try and get themselves back in the game, and now they're in the red zone. Anderson spins inside the 15, breaks a tackle. What a run by Anderson. 1st and goal at the 4. 14 yards when it looked like there might not be a yard there at the start of the play.
There's no quit in this Louisville team, and I think Charlie Strong has instilled a toughness in them, an understanding. Yes, we might be down, taking a couple of punches here in the second half early, down 3 touchdowns. My quarterback's getting hit all over the field, but there is no quit in this team, and you got to respect that about Charlie Strong.
Louisville, a pretty good red zone team as well coming into tonight. Not many red zone opportunities, but 61% on their touchdown ratio. First and goal at the 4. Anderson up the middle, inside the 1-yard line. It'll be second down and goal.
This is typically Dominique Brown territory inside the 5-yard line, and Vic Anderson normally reserved for being out in the field, but they're going to stick with Anderson. He got you down there. Let him finish this drive off.
To Anderson on second and goal, and he gets walloped. Lost at least a couple of yards. Darrell Cato Bishop knifed through. He was the first man there to meet Anderson along with Kuhn. It'll be third and goal.
This is a power play designed for the outside right here. You can't cut back. You're going to go right into the teeth of the defense. You see the blockers outside, and when you cut back, there's about 6 red hats waiting for you. That's just a misread by Vic Anderson.
Well, now what do you call on third and goal at the 3?
I would get Teddy Bridgewater outside the pocket in a run-pass option. Maybe throw the ball to Chichester in the corner.
The tailback now is Dominique Brown. There's the play-action fake. Bridgewater, no one for NC State, falls for it. In the back of the end zone. Leaping to make the catch. Staying in bounds. It is a touchdown. Nate Nord, the tight end, finds the ball in the back of the end zone. And how did Bridgewater stay in bounds before he let that pass go? He was right on the boundary. He might have been out of bounds when he threw the ball.
You have to defend Teddy Bridgewater all the way to the sideline. His foot, as you said, there wasn't much grass in between his foot and the boundary.
So now Philpott for the point after. And it's a 14-point game as Louisville with a touchdown that breathes a lot of life back into their hope here at the Belk Bowl. Teddy Bridgewater with the touchdown pass, and his team very much back in the game, down by 2 scores.
It's important for these guys in the Louisville team to see how their leader, their quarterback, reacts after he gets knocked down.
Onside kick, and it looks like Louisville's got the recovery. What a terrific job by the Cardinals. Another special play on special teams.
And you're right, that ball did go 10 yards and was recovered on about the 41-yard line.
Josh Blazer, the punter, is also the kickoff man, and he bunts it the perfect distance. And watch the Louisville players use their bodies to shield NC State from the football and allow it to go the 10 yards before they recover it.
When you have a fake kick like this, you're going to have a couple guys blocking. You see a great block by the up back, and it goes exactly 10 yards, 10.5 yards to be specific. What great execution there.
Louisville gets it right back, stealing a possession with a surprise onside kick and great field position. Bridgewater with a hook up to Andrell Smith. A gain of 8. It'll be second down and 2, just shy of midfield.
You can't underestimate the confidence that last drive would give to a young offense with a lot of young players. And Teddy Bridgewater that now can come out. They've got a rhythm. Take advantage of this possession.
Low throw. This time it's through the hands of Smith and incomplete. But Bridgewater, that last completion to Andrell Smith, the 8th different receiver that he has completed a ball to in this game. As you can see tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern on ESPN. Our next bowl up, the Military Bowl presented by Northrop Grumman. And that could be a shootout between Toledo and Air Force. Big play here, though, for the Cardinals. 3rd down and 2. 4-man rush. Bridgewater extends the play, and a drop right into the hands of Eli Rogers. He drops it, and Louisville is going to, unless they fake another punt, waste the recovery of the surprise onside kick.
Eli Rogers has been their money guy on third down in the slot all year. Runs a nice route. He's wide open. The ball is thrown perfectly, and he just takes his eyes off the football. That's the second time now that Eli Rogers has cost this offense. First time was when Emerson had the interception return for a touchdown.
And now another interesting formation split for Louisville, and they will punt it away. It's a wobbly kick. That takes a Cardinals bounce. All the way down inside the 15-yard line before it rolls dead. Hand off to Curtis Underwood. Picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards across the 20. Dexter Heyman makes the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for NC State. They're up by 2 touchdowns, and there has been a lot of big momentum swings on teams in this game.
Well, yeah, you mentioned in the last, just in this half, the fake punt and the onside kick. Remember the first half, the fumble by Bauman, the punter for NC State, which led to a touchdown for Louisville, and Louisville missed that first field goal attempt.
Glennon throw on 2nd and 4 over the middle, and just shy of the first down is Jay Smith. So this is a big 3rd down coming up, and that might take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It will be 3rd down at about a ½ yard for NC State. They don't have to snap the ball. Again, they can let the 3rd quarter clock wind all the way down. And it looks like that's exactly what they'll do. So it's a 2-touchdown lead for NC State as we head to the 4th quarter of the Belk Bowl. But Louisville has done a lot, Brian, to try and take some momentum back in this game.
They certainly have, and they're going to need to do more because 14 points in the 4th quarter is not easy.
Welcome back to the Belk Bowl on ESPN. College football lives here.
We start the 4th quarter of the Belk Bowl with a big play. Happy holidays from all of us at ESPN to you and your families. It's the Belk Bowl here in Charlotte. It's a 2-touchdown lead for NC State, but a chance for Louisville to get off the field on defense. Here comes the blitz on 3rd and 3, and Glennon with a perfect pass to his hot receiver. The tight end, George Bryan, beats the blitz, and it's a 3rd down conversion. That was as smooth as could be from the Wolfpack quarterback. Gain of 11.
Now you see all the guys up here. There's no safety back here, and he's just going to run an out route, and this is an easy pitch and catch for Mike Glennon and Bryan. That's too easy. That's a missed assignment in the back end. When you blitz like that, you got to make sure that you have your assignments in coverage.
4-man rush, tipped at the line, right to an offensive lineman. And rumbling is Rob Crisp. He lost the football, and it's recovered by Louisville.
Adrian Bushell came on a corner blitz off the edge. Glennon tried to get rid of that football, and Bushell got a hand on it, knocked it up, and as you said, Chris came down with it. And those guys are not used to carrying the football. They got their hands are all taped up. It's hard to hold on to that thing. You're going to see Bushell's going to come right here, stop, and then jump and get a hand on the ball. Nice, great play by Bushell, recognizing that ball's going to come out quick, and then big hit there. I think that was Pryor, the safety, that came up and put a hat right on the football. That was Simeon, actually, the safety.
And then Simeon got the recovery. So Louisville gets the football back on the unlikeliest of turnovers, down 2 touchdowns. So great field position again for the Cardinals, down by 2 touchdowns. They'll go to the ground and Anderson. That's a hard run of about 5 yards into plus territory. Audie Cole makes the stop. But Victor Anderson in the top 10 all-time in rushing yards in Louisville history picks up 5 more. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, and he's starting to get his wind here in the second half, finding the holes. There's a great change of pace back, and they bring him out now, and they bring in the hammer, Dominique Brown. So it's a good 1-2 punch that Louisville has.
They'll go Wildcat. Brown takes the direct snap. It's an end-around reverse to Bridgewater. He throws a jump ball to Chichester, and he can't come up with it at the 10-yard line. You gotta love when coaches have a month to get ready for a bowl, right? I mean, every possible play you can draw up in the dirt seems to pop out when you haven't played for 4 weeks.
Great job by NC State not losing their discipline and having Chichester down the field. Looked like Dominique Brown could have been open on that situation. Bridgewater looked downfield, and if he would have checked it back down to Brown, he would have been running for 30, 40 yards.
After the incompletion, though, 3rd down and 5. And the more conventional style, Eli Rogers takes a hit right at the 1st down marker, and it looks like he has a 1st down. Emerson closed quickly, and he popped the true freshman Eli Rogers. But Rogers held onto the football and picks up 6 yards.
Give Eli Rogers credit. He's now had an interception over his back. He dropped a big 3rd down on the last drive. Now he makes the tough catch and takes a big hit and a big conversion. Give Eli Rogers, young kid, a lot of credit for still fighting.
I'm not sure if he did have complete control of that football. A little smoke screen to the outside to Eli Rogers, and Rogers picks up 9. So it'll be 2nd down and 1 at the NC State 32-yard line.
The no huddle has really helped this Louisville offense get some rhythm. And I think see a lot of hands on the hips of the North Carolina State defense. Those big guys up front, a little bit gassed. Had a month off. You wonder about their conditioning in the 4th quarter.
Bridgewater over the middle again. Diving attempt made by Chichester, and now it'll be 3rd down and 1. In what is undoubtedly 4-down territory for Louisville, down by 2 touchdowns with 6.5 minutes to go.
It was an interesting call there to throw down the field to Chichester on 2nd and short. A lot of times you'll see offenses run that ball, even quarterback sneak, just to get a fresh set of downs in that situation.
Monique Brown, the tailback to the left of Bridgewater. Sneaks back under center. Changing the play on 3rd down. And he stays in the pistol. 3rd and 1. And Bridgewater will run the option, and he'll turn the corner and keep it himself and pick up the 1st down. A gain of 2 to the 30-yard line. And that's another shot for Teddy Bridgewater. That is anything but a clean jersey for the Louisville quarterback.
I tell you what, as this team and all this coaching staff for Louisville watch this film over the offseason and see the kind of effort and the kind of shots that Teddy Bridgewater took and how he continued to play, he'll gain respect. It's an important thing for a quarterback.
Out to the edge again. This time it's Radcliffe. And he's got 5 yards. Emerson out there to make the stop for NC State, and Bridgewater's hurt.
Well, he took a shot, Bob. He took a shot from the front side, and his head hit the knee of a guy behind him, much like that Tim Tebow hit that we saw against Kentucky where he got a concussion. This was a scary situation. He's going to throw the ball out on the perimeter and take a shot. And then his head hits the knee of the defensive lineman there, McGill. And that looked eerily similar to the Tim Tebow hit.
So Will Stein has to come in for at least 1 snap, while the trainers make sure Teddy Bridgewater is okay on the Louisville sideline. 2nd down and 5, and the clock winding down. Anderson drives his legs down to about the 23-yard line. Brandon Bishop first there to stop Anderson after a gain of 2. And here comes Teddy Bridgewater back on the field, 3rd down and 3.
Oh, boy. He is one tough cookie. He's earned my respect tonight. I know that.
Low snap. Bridgewater scoops it up over the middle, and he's got Rogers inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Louisville at the NC State 8. 15-yard gain to Eli Rogers.
Eli Rogers has made a living inside in the slot all year. He's been their go-to guy, and again, he's had his struggles tonight, but again, he comes up with another big catch.
Bridgewater will try and throw one to the end zone. Brings it back to Josh Bellamy for the touchdown.
That was big there. Big to score that fast. And who knows, Charlie Strong, we're up here questioning why he took a timeout, because that's potentially 40 seconds, but maybe they wanted to get the exact play call here. And this is just a fade stop on the outside. Great patience by Bellamy. Bridgewater just throws it to the back shoulder, and that's an easy pitch and catch. And now they're within 7 points, and there's still 4 minutes in this game.
31-24, 3:55 to go. And in spite of the fact that Louisville called a timeout before that play with the clock stopped, with 2 timeouts and 3:55 to go, there's really no question here, right? You kick it deep.
Yeah.
There's no reason for an onside kick.
No, there's no question. You kick this ball deep, keep your field position. Hopefully you get it stopped, use your timeouts, and then you'll have a great opportunity with 2.5 to 3 minutes potentially left in the game. Oh, that's the safe play here. And you never know. You never know. They could go with the onside kick.
Well, Blazers lining up as if he's going to attempt an onside kick. And he will. He'll bunt it forward. And there's a scramble for it. Why would you onside kick there if you're Louisville? NC State recovers at the plus 41-yard line. And there's no time management reason we would think to onside kick. Brandon Bishop with the recovery for the Wolfpack, and he paid the price, took a shot, but got the football. And not only was there no reason to onside kick based on the clock, but NC State had their hands team out there. They were ready for it. Up the middle to about the 38-yard line goes Washington. Bouchel made the stop. And I could see maybe if Tom O'Brien is expecting a deep kick, you might bluff and surprise them with an onside kick. But I mean, clearly he had 10 players up there guarding against it, and you kind of, I would think, played into NC State's hands.
There's a little bit of gray area, and every coach has a different philosophy, but most of the times with respect to those kind of clock management issues at the end of games, you practice them ad nauseum, and you understand with as much time and as many timeouts as you have what you can and can't do. And I just wonder if Charlie Strong had practiced that situation.
Washington might have lost a half a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6, and let's see if Louisville spends a timeout. Now they're going to let the clock wind down. Under 3 minutes to go. They still have 2 timeouts left, opting not to call either of them here. So maybe he wants to have a timeout if he gets the ball after a 3rd down stop here for Teddy Bridgewater to be able to use during the 2-minute drill. Well, this is basically the game. 3rd down and 6. NC State picks up a 1st down here. They might be able to bleed the clock down so far that Louisville will basically be out of time. And they'll run it. Washington hit from behind, well short of the 1st down. Jermaine Brooks made the stop, and now you would think Louisville would spend that 2nd timeout. They're going to hold on to both.
You're not going to get this time back. On offense, you have a number of different ways to stop the clock: going out of bounds, getting a 1st down, incomplete passes. But this time will not come back for Louisville.
4th down and 2. From here, it would be about a 50, 51-yard field goal if NC State went that route. The other route they could go is hard snap count and see if you can get Louisville to jump off sides. I can't imagine they would go for it. Will they actually snap the ball on 4th and 2? They will. And Glennon will give it to Washington, and he gets stopped on downs. Well, now Tom O'Brien is giving us every reason to question his clock management and at least playing the field position decision-making. B.J. DeBose and Roy Philon come through to make the stop on 4th down.
Well, there's no question about the decision here. The decision there is run the clock all the way down, even take a penalty, back up and punt the ball down there and make Louisville go as far as you possibly can. But right here, everybody knows you're going to run the football if you go for it, and that play had no chance.
I'm as puzzled by Tom O'Brien's decision as I was by Charlie Strong's.
Maybe they even out.
So here's Bridgewater with 2 timeouts. Over the middle, incomplete. Looking for a flag, Eli Rogers. Nothing comes out. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, with the kind of game that we've had, the momentum changes back and forth. You knew it's going to have to come down to a situation like this.
I mean, step me back for a second. What is Tom O'Brien thinking about going for it on 4th down?
Like I said, the play, the call there is very easy. You take it all the way down, take the timeout, and punt that ball and make Louisville go the distance. But now, Teddy Bridgewater's got both timeouts.
2nd down and 10. A no-look flip over the middle. There goes Victor Anderson into plus territory to the 45-yard line of NC State. And that will stop the clock, at least for a moment, with 1:20 to go. Josh Bellamy just hopped off the field, by the way, with a leg injury. So he is replaced by Devontae Parker.
Great presence in the pocket from Teddy Bridgewater to just flick that ball to Anderson.
4-man rush. Bridgewater under pressure, and he'll be sacked. And now you have to call timeout if you're Charlie Strong. Audie Cole got the sack, a loss of 2, and Louisville will stop the clock with 1:07 remaining. Chichester in the slot left. Five-man rush. Bridgewater under pressure again. High throw, tipped and incomplete through the hands of Josh Bellamy. And Bridgewater popped again. That time Terrell Manning buried the Louisville true freshman quarterback. 3rd down and 12.
Just when I think you can't take a bigger hit than the last one, gets hit again. Manning catches him and then plants him in the ground and has a few words for the young man. But he continues to get up, dust himself off, and he's got 2 downs here to get 12 yards.
Play clock down to 5. Here comes the blitz again. And Bridgewater goes down again. All the way back to the 39-yard line. And now Charlie Strong has to spend his last time out just to get his team lined up again. Dante Johnson got there on the blitz, a loss of 11, and now it's 4th down and a mile.
This just experience here, and Tom O'Brien knows he's going to bring pressure. They're going to bring all this pressure up front. Radcliffe is running a slant route, and he's wide open. If Teddy Bridgewater keeps his eyes up, doesn't panic, and delivers this football to Radcliffe, you've got a conversion and you're down to the 30-yard line. Instead, the pressure and the blitz get to him, and they take a sack, and now it's a very difficult situation.
What a learning experience this is for a true freshman, though.
There's no substitute. No substitute.
4th and 23.
That ball to Chichester up top.
They rush 5 again. Bridgewater unloads a jump ball into traffic, and it is intercepted. Emerson again. He's got his 13th interception this season. And that will end the game.
Teddy Bridgewater took another hit on that throw. Got his arm caught, maybe on a helmet, but that ball floats up in the air. You know there's only one person on NC State's secondary coming down with it, and that is number 1. They tried to get the ball up to Chichester just on a Hail Mary pass, and you see Emerson. He is a ball hawk. He's going to go after that football.
He took it away from his own guy.
Situation.
So taking a knee is Glennon. And the NC State Wolfpack will leave what is basically their pseudo-home stadium just 130 miles down the road here in Charlotte. And our player of the game is Mike Glennon. 3 touchdown passes in the first half. And the NC State quarterback and his team survive. Our Capital One player of the game, Mike Glennon. 31 touchdown passes on the season. 3 in the first half that built a lead that was just a little bit too much for Louisville to overcome. And Tom O'Brien does it again. 8-2 all-time as a head coach in bowl games.
Well, they jumped out to a fast start, and Mike Glennon had a near-perfect first half, and then the defense in the second half, and he gets an assist from David Emerson with 2 interceptions in the second half. 1 returned for the touchdown, and then 1 to seal the victory for the Wolfpack.
Let's head down to Shannon.
Well, home field advantage coming in here with all of your fans. What was the key to getting this done here today?
Well, we hung in there longer than they did. I mean, it was a great football game. A lot of mistakes we made. They kept coming at us, but we hung in there and made plays at the end of the game when we had to.
The decision to go for it on 4th down when you did not convert, what went through your mind?
Well, if you get it there, then the game might be over. So try to win it on offense. If not, then you got to put your defense back out there. But we put them back out there, and they won it anyway.
A lot of seniors on this team. What does it mean to do this with them?
Well, actually, we don't have many seniors. That's good news. Got a lot of guys back.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Coming up next, stay tuned for SportsCenter. For Brian Greasy and Shannon Spate and the rest of our crew, I'm Bob Wischusen, saying so long from Charlotte and congratulations to the Wolfpack and Tom O'Brien, Belk Bowl champs.